Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about Redis. We're going to see a console application written in C#, and you're going to see how important Redis is for nowadays applications and how easy it is to integrate with Redis using C#, okay? But before we get started coding, let's understand what's Redis. Redis is an open source in-memory key-value data store that stores the information usually in a hash table format. Redis offers the possibility to store different types of data structure, such as lists, strings, hashes, sets, sorted sets, bitmaps, and others. If you guys go to the Redis website, we're going to see all the data types that Redis can work with and listed over there, okay? So the most common use cases for Redis is basically as a data caching, okay, pub/sub message service, and a session store. There's another scenarios where Redis can be used, and I'm going to let y'all search a little bit about it. But now I'm going to show you a little diagram that I'm going to clarify basically how Redis is important and how the cache mechanism is important. And Redis is a good way to go to it. Okay, right here you have your computer, okay? You have a user using a computer, then requesting information for an application, for example, Google. Okay, then the application are going to database to get this information, okay? But when you hit a lot in the database, you can, slow the performance of your application. Then a good mechanism as a caching would be a good implementation for application. Rely on, okay? So instead of go to the database all the time, you should consider using caching mechanisms for information that are basically accessed all the time, okay? Then we are going to preserve your database. We are going to save some resources. And hitting the cache. The cache is the mechanism that basically the information that you want is the in-memory basis. So it's quite easy and fast to be accessed, okay? So you grab the information from the cache, then you give it back to the client that requested it, okay? Basically, that's the mechanism of caching, and I'm going to show you in terms of code how easy it is to integrate with Redis, okay? Let's go to the code. Okay, right now I'm going to get up and running instance of Redis in my machine, okay? Basically, I'm going to use a Docker to have things easily, okay? So right here, I'm going to use the docker run command in a detached way, okay? And I'm going to name my instance, my local instance, local Redis, okay? And I'm going to run it in a 6379 port, okay? And right here, there's an image's name, okay? They are going to be grabbed from the Docker Hub in the cases that you don't have it locally, okay? So let's type this command and press enter. Then locally, I already have the Redis image, okay? So in your machine, in the case that it doesn't have it, it's going to be downloaded from the Docker Hub, okay? And now you already have a up and running instance of Redis, okay? So easy like that, okay? Now I'm going to connect to it just to make sure that it's running. And right here, I'm using the Redis Desktop Manager, okay? So let's connect. Okay, it's okay. It's already here, up and running. Let's go to the C# code right now. Okay, now one of the first things that we need to do is to download the Redis library from the Manage NuGet packages, okay? We have to right click in the project, then click on Manage NuGet packages, okay? Then I'm going to search for Redis. Okay, that's the first library enlisted, and we can see that it has been downloaded more than 243 million times, okay? It's a quite popular library right here, okay? Now we are going to create a class, a helper class actually. They are going to facilitate it to us the communication with the local instance of Redis. Okay, Redis helper, let's call it. Okay, and in this class we are going to use a static constructor, okay, because we need it to be called just once, okay? And right here we are going to call a method from the class named multiplexer, one right here, connection multiplexer. Okay, it got a method named connect. These methods are going to be responsible for our connection to the local Redis. Okay, now we're going to place a connection string, localhost, and the port number is 6379. Okay, then we're going to have our connection. Okay, we're going to create a private static property right here, right, or hold the database. We're going to use an interface from the library named iDatabase that are going to be called this. I'm going to call this field database, Redis database. Redis database. Okay. This field are going to receive an instance of the database, Redis database. Okay. So I'm going to call it get database right here, and I'm going to assign it to this field. Okay. And I'm also going to create a property right here, a public property actually, that are going to be used outside of this class. Okay, it's gonna be a get accessor. Okay, and I'm going to return the field Redis database. Okay, now it should be all. Okay, basically we are using right here a static constructor. Okay, and inside of this Redis constructor we're going to connect to the Redis, and then we are returning a database, a Redis database. Okay, to this we're assigning it to this property. Okay, and then using this property we're going to return it. Okay, it must be a public because our code are going to use this static property. Okay, database. We're going to refer to it right now. Okay, so outside the class we're going to call this class and its static property named database. Okay, I'm going to create a variable named cache. Okay, and this variable are going to have a method named string get sync. Okay, this guy right here are going to be responsible for get a specific key that's already existing in our Redis instance. Okay, that's already stored in the Redis. We haven't set anything, so we cannot get anything yet. Okay, let's first call a set, string set async. Okay, we are going to pass a key. Let's call it, I don't know, our key. Okay, and the value of it are going to be my name, for example, Jordan. Okay, and right now what you are doing right here basically is setting a key inside the Redis. Okay, so basically we're storing it with the name our key, and its value are going to be Jordan. Okay, and right now I'm going to get this value, so we should pass to this method, the string get async, the name of the key, then its name is our key in our case. Okay, then I'm going to grab the value. Okay, I'm going to await for this because this is a sync operation. Okay, so now right here we are setting, and right here we are getting the information. Okay, and I'm going to put it out in a console right now. Okay, it should be all. Let's execute this code, and now we should see in the output the value Jordan. Okay, so let's run the code and see if it works. Okay, it works properly. What's happening right now is setting our key with a value Jordan, and it was got from this code right here and put out in a console. Okay, so that's basically how the Redis works, how you should use using a C# application. It's a quite simple example, so let's make it a little bit more complex. So I'm going to create a for loop starting with 0. Okay, I'm going to let this loop run until it hit its limit. They're going to be 100, for example. Okay, and now we are going to set 100 keys. Okay, I'm going to place the name of the key right here, our key underscore the number of the key. Okay, it's quite simple implementation, just for testing purposes. Okay, our key and the number at the end of the name of the key are going to be placed the number of the loop. Okay, the counting of the number of the loop. Okay, and the value are going to be Jordan underscore the number of the loop. Okay, now we are setting, and we should get all the keys as well. I'm going to place right here the value that should be placed in our output. Let's just get right here. Okay, now you're just getting. It should be all. Let's see in our console if everything works fine, and everything works fine. And we are going to see in our Redis Desktop Manager right here, all the keys is right here, and its value is right side right here. Okay, so we can see that everything is working, and you can see how easy it was to integrate with Redis, and it works pretty fine. Okay, I want to let you all know that there's a lot of possibilities using this library. Okay, because we could have deleted keys, we could have passed as a parameter for this string set async a timeout for the keys. Then Redis will delete it automatically after the passing the time of the timeout. So it's a lot of possibilities, a lot of flexibility in this library. You really need to get some reading about it. Okay, I really recommend that. Okay, that should be all for today, and I hope you guys understand how important Redis is and how easy it is to implement using C#. And for nowadays applications, it's quite common to be used Redis as a cache mechanism, and you guys really need to understand how Redis works. It's a simple implementation that we made today, but I really recommend that you all have some books and other tutorials or videos about Redis, you know, because these backgrounds is really important nowadays. Big companies really usually use Redis, and it's a top-notch tool to understand and to master it. Okay, so I really recommend more reading about it. Okay, that's all for today. I hope you guys like the video. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and see you guys in the next video.